Imagine waking up to a normal morning. Children are getting ready for school, people are heading to work, and everything seems peaceful. Then suddenly, the ground begins to shake. Buildings collapse, people run in panic, and within seconds, thousands of lives are changed forever. This is the story of the devastating 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the Philippines, one of the strongest quakes the country has seen in decades. How much destruction did it cause? Why were people fearing a tsunami? And what happened in the moments after disaster struck? Let's find out. On what seemed like an ordinary morning in the southern Philippines, life was going on as usual. People were heading to work. Students were preparing for classes. But deep beneath the ocean floor, enormous tectonic plates were building up pressure. Then, without warning, that pressure was released. A massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake shook the region. The tremors were so powerful that they were felt across vast areas of the country. Buildings swayed. Power outages were reported. Communication networks became unstable. People rushed out of homes, schools, and offices in panic. What made the situation even more frightening was the location of the earthquake. Because the quake struck beneath the sea, authorities immediately feared a tsunami. Emergency warnings were issued, and thousands of residents living near the coast were told to evacuate. But the worst was yet to come. As the shaking continued, structures across the affected regions began to fail. Walls cracked. Roads split apart. Several buildings collapsed completely. In General Santos City, residents watched helplessly as structures crumbled around them. Many people became trapped beneath the rubble. Rescue teams were rushed to the scene, working around the clock to locate survivors. The atmosphere was filled with chaos, fear, and uncertainty. According to official reports, at least 37 people lost their lives, while nearly 500 others were injured. However, authorities feared the true toll could be even higher, especially in remote areas where rescue teams struggled to reach. One of the deadliest impacts came from landslides triggered by the earthquake. In Sarangani province, entire sections of mountainsides collapsed. Homes were buried under tons of mud and rock. Families lost everything within moments. For many survivors, the nightmare had only just begun. Beyond the tragic loss of life, another crisis quickly emerged. Thousands of people could no longer return home. Entire neighborhoods had been damaged or declared unsafe. More than 20,000 people were forced to leave their homes, seeking shelter in evacuation centers and emergency camps. Imagine waking up one morning with a roof over your head. And by nightfall, having nowhere to go. No certainty. No security. No idea when life will return to normal. This became the reality for thousands of families across the region. And as if that wasn't enough, residents also had to deal with constant aftershocks. Each new tremor brought fresh fear. Every shake raised the possibility of more buildings collapsing. People were afraid to sleep indoors. Many chose to spend the night outside, terrified that another powerful quake could strike at any moment. The earthquake didn't just destroy homes. It disrupted everyday life across the region. Initial assessments revealed damage to approximately 2,500 houses and more than 100 government buildings and facilities. The international airport in General Santos was forced to shut down. More than 60 domestic flights were cancelled, affecting thousands of travelers. Meanwhile, authorities faced another urgent challenge. Schools. Nearly 6,000 school buildings required inspection before classes could safely resume. Ironically, the earthquake struck on the very day students were returning to school after a long break. What should have been a day of excitement suddenly turned into a day of fear and uncertainty. Officials made it clear that schools would not reopen until safety inspections were completed. Because one damaged building could cost countless lives. Whenever a major earthquake occurs beneath the ocean, there is always one terrifying possibility. A tsunami. Immediately after the quake, tsunami warnings were issued. Residents living in coastal communities were ordered to move to higher ground. Panic spread rapidly. Nobody knew how large the waves might become. Eventually, waves reaching approximately 1.4 meters above normal tide levels were recorded. The effects were observed not only in the Philippines but also in parts of Indonesia, Palau, and even southern Japan. Fortunately, the tsunami did not become as destructive as initially feared. But experts warned that the outcome could have been far worse. Had the waves gained more strength, the disaster could have escalated dramatically. Events like this remind us of a powerful truth. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, nature remains one of the most powerful forces on Earth. In just a few moments, this earthquake took lives, destroyed homes, and left entire communities struggling to rebuild. Families lost loved ones. Children lost their sense of security. And thousands were forced to start over from nothing. Yet amid all the devastation, something remarkable emerged. Human resilience. Rescue workers risked their lives searching through collapsed buildings. Volunteers delivered food, water, and emergency supplies. Communities came together to support one another. And in the darkest moments, people found hope through unity. The road to recovery will be long. But history has shown that even after the greatest disasters, people find a way to rebuild. What do you think? Should countries vulnerable to earthquakes invest more in advanced early warning systems and stronger infrastructure? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel Daily Trend for more powerful stories from around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.